So this morning I came over here to the bank barn to feed all the sheep and lambs that are here, and I got a little bit surprised because one of the heifers ended up having a calf.
Life finds a way.
So this is one of the heifers that we purchased back in November when we purchased 2 heifers and a steer. This heifer was actually purchased to fulfill our meat business because she doesn't have a perfect belt around her. She's not like an ideal belted Galloway that most people want to add to their herd of belted Galloways. So over the last couple weeks, this heifer has developed an udder, and it really came in about a week ago, so we've been keeping a close eye on her. That's one of the reasons why we haven't moved all the belted Galloway back into the back pasture. It's a little bit easier to keep an eye on them and check on them multiple times throughout a day when they're out front. There's also not as many places for her to hide that calf, and so it'd be easy to find out if she had that calf or if she needed any help in the process of her delivering it. And this is something that we've been really worried about over the last 2 weeks, because the way we have our farm set up is we're more for just finishing calves once they are weaned or just a little bit bigger. We bring them here until they're about 20 months of age and finish them on grass and take them to the processor. So we're really not set up with calf claiming pins or anything like that that would be able to really help her out if she got in any kind of issues having that calf. So that was something that really was bothering me, because there's nothing more that I hate than knowing that an animal might be suffering just because of my lack of being prepared. But so far this cow has been really concerned with my movements and how close I'm getting to her calf. She ended up having a heifer calf here. I've been watching it. It gets up, moves around, it's getting milk from her. She seems to be taking really good care of it right now. So we're just basically gonna leave them alone, back off of them a little bit, and just give them their space. This calf's probably somewhere about 12 to 18 hours old, I'd say, because we were still over here last night loading lambs out at about 8:30 at night. Because with having all the electric off here at the barn, we wouldn't be able to see to load them out early this morning. So we actually had to load them up and take them over to the house, put up a temporary pen there to load them this morning to take to the processor. And I did a walkthrough of all the calves last night, and she wasn't showing any signs of being in labor then. But about 6 a.m. this morning when I was over here, that's when I walked up and found that calf. And even though we weren't planning on having cows having calves here this year, it's still pretty cool just to see that heifer calf running around. It's pretty nice knowing that she was able to have that calf on her own, no real problems with it. With all the issues we had over here at the bank barn this past weekend, it's just nice that, you know, you walk into something that's going right. So I'm over here at the bank barn. I need to get a steer loaded up and take him over to the processor today, and we had to do things a little bit different. Down on the feeding floor where all that debris fell last week, we're still finding a ton of roofing nails spread throughout all that area. And actually last night during some of the storms that we had to come through, it blew a few more pieces of barn metal off of that back building down onto the feeding floor. So when I got over here, I decided just to lure all the steers and heifers up here into this pen. I was able to keep the cow with her calf out all together, and then once I got them lured in here with some sweet feed, I ended up sorting them out. We got down to the final 2. There's a heifer calf in here. This is a steer I also want to take, so I figured it was just easier just to close them off instead of losing him and having to start the whole process all over again. So I got the trailer backed up here in the lean-to. We're going to try to set up kind of a runway and run him here onto the trailer. I'm really not sure how well this will work out because we had a pretty good system set up down the feeding floor, but we're forced to change it now, so we're just going to have to make the best of the situation. So that didn't go too bad, really. This steer is more of a high-strung steer than what we're used to loading. I don't know what it is, but like he watches me every time I come into the field, checking on him. Today, the whole time trying to load him, he kept his eye on me. He wasn't really paying attention to the sweet feed that I put out for him. But we got him here on the trailer with no incident, and that's good. I was here by myself today just because Rachel's off at a farmer's market, and today was a Sunday drop-off for us, so it really didn't go too bad. I see some things I'm gonna have to adjust because I think this is probably how we're gonna have to load out most of the steers this year, just because of how the bank barn floor and the bank barn area all is right now. And with really not knowing what we're gonna do down there, it's probably just gonna be easier to adapt and set up an idea or a plan to get them loaded up out of this lean-to, adding a few gates or something like that. But I think that's what we'll end up doing. But we got him here on the trailer. Now we got to head 80 miles up to the processor and get him dropped off. And we're hoping to hear back from the insurance company this week so we can kind of figure out what we're going to end up doing over here with the bank barn and repairs, or what the options are for us really. Well, that'll wrap up this video. Thanks for watching.